very proud of. I'll tell you, what a story to share with us. Thank you so much. And sometimes we don't realize how difficult, how dangerous. We'll hear they're dangerous, but hearing it through you gave us a totally different image of it. So please keep sharing the stories.
Thank you.
Tama, who's next?
S.W.I.
S.W.I. Come on, S.W.I. It's good to see you again with us.
Back in the day, I had a bicycle, a Raleigh M80. It was an 18-speed mountain bike, and it was primarily the way I got around from job to job, place to place. One day I just left it outside of my house, like just on the porch, and about 2 hours later, gone. And I'm like, I was kind of pissed because I actually had a lock to it, a kryptonite lock. I always kept it on the seat. And so after getting over the fact that it was gone, I just went about my business. So one Sunday morning, I was coming home from, I think I was going to church that day, and I just happened to be going up my street, and all of a sudden I look over to the right and I see this bike, and I'm like, it's black. And I'm like, I don't think anything about it, but something in me is like, take a closer look at it. Kryptonite lock right under the seat. And I'm like thinking to myself, what's the odds that anybody else has a lock that's under their seat? Normally they carry it in the frame. So I happen to have the key that was with the lock. Put it in the thing, opened. So what did the one thing that I thought to do? Call the cops? No. I took it. Sure, okay, call me a thief. I don't care. But I was kind of like, in a way, pissed off because it was painted black. And in another way, which I found out a little later, it was not taken care of. I mean, the seat was all in shambles. The gears were out of whack. And to confirm my suspicions, I just took some sandpaper and decided to rub it on the black surface. And the black started coming off. And underneath it was this, I don't want to say teal, but like a bluish gray. And the words Raleigh. Take off more of it, and 80. Yep, no question about it. It's my bike. Got it back. So, what I wanted to do was talk about taking it on a little trip. A trip to Nashville. Oh, Nashville, North Carolina. No, Nashville, Tennessee. Anyway, so basically decided to go like the day after Thanksgiving, which, if I remember correctly, was November 25th, 2005. Go figure. Anyway, so my plan was try to get to Nashville, and then find a simpler way back, like bus. I don't know. Simplest way to do it: take Route 11, take that down to Knoxville, and then once in Knoxville, hit Route 70 and take that clear out to Nashville. Carried a paper map to do that. About $80 with me. No phone. They didn't have cell phones at the time. They had something what they call a payphone. You know, it's one of those things where you put coins in it and you get to talk for about a minute or two, and then they ask you for coins again. But and carried 1 cup of coffee, like about a 36 ounce thing that fit on my bike. Okay, so it took me 9 hours to get over to Knoxville. And you would think that was like a pretty dangerous thing, but really, Highway 11, US Highway, has a really wide shoulder to it. I mean, it's actually safer to ride on that thing than it is to ride on a local street. So, anyway, the one thing that I kind of figured, but not really, was that the temperature was not much different than tonight. It was 30 degrees in the evening. In the morning, it was around 15, maybe in some cases 11. I took a little break in Knoxville. Like I hung out at a place called Borders. They, from my understanding, do not exist anymore. I think they got either bought out or just run out of business. Same way that Circuit City got run out of business by Best Buy. But anyway, so I stopped a little bit there just to try to get my legs to rest. And then instead of going into a hotel, I realized I had only like $80 on me, so I said, let me just pedal into the night. Not the smartest move. 17 degrees. I had a pair of mittens on. That was a nice thing, but I realized that I was getting tired. I was in the sticks, and I needed to find a place to sleep. I found one place, a graveyard. Specifically, there was a building on this graveyard where they store like tools and the likes of tool, I guess a tool shed or something like that. I tried the door. The door was unlocked. Opened it, looked inside. There was a heater there. Very nicely done. I'm like, cool. Also realized that if I stay here and they find me, I'm going to have a pair of shiny braces on my wrist. You know what I'm saying? So I stayed there for about roughly 3 hours, just enough to be able to get a little rest. Before the sun rose, I was out of there. About 8 o'clock in the morning, the sun was up. Temperature was like closer to 12. But I'm like, I was just moving. Did make it to the time zone change where Eastern Standard Time becomes Central Standard Time. And then a little bit later, about 10 o'clock, I made it over to Crossville. There I looked at a map again. 70 actually splits. One goes through Cookville, 70 north, and then shoots over. The other one, the main
Sparta. Doesn't ring a
I think
Sparta.
so.
Yeah.
It probably went through Sparta and on to Nashville. And so I decided to take the one that went through Sparta. And I kept thinking to myself, did I make the right decision on this one? I mean, I'm like, how much money do I got? $75? I mean, I did eat along the way, very lightly, but nonetheless. Anyway, so I think I got to the Cedars of Lebanon like around, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning, like just a little bit outside of Nashville. Went to a gas station. They were charging an arm and a leg for coffee, and I was like, really? Are you going to charge that much? They go, yeah, we are. I'd be like, well, you can keep it then. They're like, wait. And I'm like, no, not wait. So anyway, so then I think it was like, went to a Home Depot next, and there I decided to sleep. And one thing I noticed was that the weather was wet. So the Home Depot had a awning overhead just to stay dry. It was also warm. Like, I don't know, warm enough where I didn't need a coat. I couldn't tell you how warm it was until the next morning, which was like in the 60s. So I went from 17, 12 to 65, something like that. Went to church for some reason. I'm going to try to finish this off then. Went to the Greyhound bus station, and what they told me was that they would not take a bike. And I'm like, what? The bike has to be boxed up. Are you? It has to be boxed up. That's our rules. That's our regulations. They felt sorry for me. They managed to tear some boxes up and make a makeshift thing for it, and was able to get home. So the bike that got stolen and put out of bad shape managed to get some 300 miles on its own. Well, with me, of course, but that's beside the point. And I'm going to finish because otherwise they're going to throw me out.
We will not throw you out, S.W.I. We would not. I have to tell you, I was so proud of myself a few years ago when I survived, simply survived, a 17-mile bike ride through the Virginia Creeper area. I cannot even begin to imagine even trying to go to Knoxville, just that far. Cannot even imagine it. Thank you for sharing that with us very much. Our next